everyone, I'm Alex and I'm the hands behind Lovecraft Crochet. My plushies are for the anxious, depressed, autistic, and neurodivergent. Small enough to travel in a purse, backpack, diaper bag, or even your pocket. You can check out my Facebook page or TikTok to see what patterns are available, and stay tuned for the new ones coming out. I also make hats, scarves, blankets, and dice bags for the tabletop gamer or dice goblin in your life. Feel free to order through the page, TikTok DMs, or via email at love.craft.crochet@gmail.com. Now, on to the segment.
I'm waiting for you to answer so I can interrupt you.
No!
Interrupting Cal.
Anyways,
Hello and welcome to Blinking 15 Minutes. I'm AJ Carey, host of Killing 15 Minutes, writer for Mything 15 Minutes, co-host to Blinking 15 Minutes. That was a terrible thing. Who's sitting next to me?
I don't know. I really don't want to be sitting next to you right now because that seemed a little forced and all over the place.
Not really. I just said who my name is.
Who my name is?
But anyway, so are you going to tell people your name or are they going to have to guess?
All right. I'm Sam Rossi.
And what's your CV?
My CV is I'm the writer of Killing 15 Minutes, the host of Mything 15 Minutes, and the co-host of AJ on Blanking 15 Minutes.
And the editor. Don't forget you're the editor of all three.
I am the editor of all these, so if you don't like them and you want to hear what I leave out, and I leave out a lot, check us out on our Patreon at Carey On Productions.
That's right. You get the unedited stuff. Or if you want to hear what it would sound like with me editing, I am now the editor for our YouTube channel, which is going all the way back to the very beginning. And yeah, I totally forgot how that first Killing 15 Minutes episode went. We were, to quote the critics at the time, drunk and unprepared.
I can't find that review anymore. It's like it was removed from our...
I mean, it could have been.
Could have been, I don't know. But usually, because it's now showing no reviews. So if you're reviewing us, if you're listening to any of our podcasts, please review us. We like that. I need the dopamine hit.
And this is Blinking 15 Minutes. This is the show that we do that isn't scripted. It is mostly just us ribbing because at the time that it started, we had Killing only, wasn't it?
Yep.
We didn't have Mything. Oh, no, we did have Mything.
When we started very beginning, we only had Killing. And we wanted to also do Conversational Macrame, which actually became Blanking 15 Minutes.
Yes, when I surprised Sam because it was right after she was burnt out for some, I want to say Ted Kaczynski, but that's why you did randomly.
I did randomly because of Ted Kaczynski. You decided after one too many killings that we needed a blanking. You needed something to decompress from.
I needed something. My thing is, and I know this is unfair to you as you do the research and write it, but I go into these, I go into Killing 15 Minutes blank.
I know.
So, I mean, there's sometimes I do have a general overview.
I do give you, some of them I do ask if you know them.
And there are some that I do. Ted Kaczynski, Peter Sutcliffe, I didn't really, I knew of him. I knew of the Yorkshire Ripper, but nothing about him.
Right.
Similar with Dorothea Puente, I believe I only remember her from a Forensics File episode. Or an FBI Files. I can't remember what, it could have been on both. There are not crossovers, but...
No, I think I've seen every Forensic File out there.
So anyways, today, we are coming back with Blinking 15 Minutes, but this is technically going to be a special Blinking 15 Minutes, because this is the last time that we air this way. Or rather, this format, as well as on this date. Blinking 15 Minutes is now going to be moving to Mondays, starting April 4th.
Try again.
April 6th.
Try again.
February 4th.
Thank you. Is it the 4th? I thought it was the 2nd.
You are correct. February 2nd. Sam, why are you looking at your phone? We have the big board.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
And if you would like to see what our big board says about our upcoming release line, check us out on Instagram. I'm thinking about also posting it onto Facebook as well as YouTube community.
I think that because you can automatically do it from Insta to Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can automatically do it to the YouTube community, which we technically should because they all are owned by Meta.
No, YouTube is still technically owned by Google.
But you know what I mean.
But yes, it is. Yes, I understand what you mean, but you're wrong. Why can't I buy a Whopper at McDonald's? They make hamburgers. But anyways, point is that we are going to have a new format, which is actually going to be kind of variety show-esque, where we have 15 minutes of a conversation. We're using conversation cards, which is going to be today's fun-filled final episode in our Let's Fuck Around for 45 minutes without really any limits format. But we're going to be doing some conversation cards. That'll get us a nice little discussion there. Then after a small break, we will do our topics. Very similar to what we've been doing, except it's going to be a much bigger... it's going to be a much bigger pool of topics.
Correct.
Like, there are some things that we haven't picked as a topic for blanking so far because our first question anytime we have a topic is, how do we fill 45 minutes or an hour with it?
Right.
So now it's, hey, can we get 15 minutes out of talking about this? Probably. And stuff like that. So that's going to be that. And at the end of this episode, we're actually going to get, I will let you say this part.
At the end of this episode, Sam's decided that she wants to do her own segment. It's Sammy's Creative Corner. So if you are a creator of any kind, performative, plushies, art, anything. If you are a creator of any kind, get a hold of me at carryonproductions@gmail.com. Yeah.
So what is your segment?
Oh, sorry. My segment sorry, my bad. So the segment is the lead singer of Symmetrical Defiance, Josh Franchi. Actually, sorry, he goes by his full name, Joshua Franchi.
First, what's the segment overall? You interview these people.
Oh, sorry.
No, you literally just went, so what's the segment? It's called Creative Corner. So please email me if you're creative. Okay, so what's the segment about? Oh, it's going to be about the leads.
All right, sorry.
It's an interview with...
Sorry. I'm a little backwards today. I haven't had that much coffee.
I haven't had any.
You had a Monster.
I had a Mountain Dew. I had a 20-ounce can of Mountain Dew.
It's a 16-ounce can. It's a point.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a 16-ounce can of Mountain Dew. That's nothing.
It's a point. It comes in points.
Anyways, just continue actually doing your...
Okay, so I'm going to redo all that.
No. I like keeping in this part.
Okay, I'll let you keep in this part. So what I'll be doing is interviewing the creators that I'm able to get and locate and have fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to air Josh's segment of me interviewing him about his band and what he's doing and where you can see him at.
So if you're going to edit out all the last part, were you not going to say that his name's Joshua and he's...
No, I'm just going to leave it.
Okay. That part you can edit out. I just wanted to know if...
But yeah, no. Because the end of the I was calling him Josh, and the end of the interview with Joshua, my brain went, what? I forget that he has a full name, but I also have known Josh for almost 20 years.
Really?
Met him at APAC.
Oh, cool. So, but anyways, that is going to be a special sneak peek at our newest thing. So if you've gotten sick of us talking on topics or conversation cards, which is what we're going to do today to to pad the 40 minutes out here, is going to be, first, before we get into the actual fun of us doing the conversation cards, one, these aren't the cards we're going to be using for the main show, which again will air April 2nd.
Try again.
February 2nd.
He's stuck in April, guys. I don't know what to do with him.
It's because we haven't recorded the April Fool's episode of Killing 15 Minutes. For all of you who want to know, we're going to talk about the true story behind the movie Stab. Haha. So anyways, first I want to say we already just launched the new episodes of, we are officially back from our little 6-week break. So we have already had the Killing 15 Minutes episode, What Does AJ Remember? Or Wazure.
Or as I put into the computer when I saved it, War, because AJ just dropped to A. Because in my head, AJ is AJ, and his first name's still Arthur, so it was A stayed because the J, that's the period, the J fell off.
But that's not how that works.
It does in my world.
Anyways, it's what AJ remembers. It's what I remember from our last 2-ish seasons of last 3 seasons of Killing 15 Minutes. I nailed it the first year we did it. I did not this year. But then again, Sam also apparently didn't remember, and she had things written down. All I said was serial killer.
I don't know why I just have serial killer. But you saw my list where I had certain things to remember what they were.
Yes, but then you had things that were just, it's a serial killer.
Yeah, I know. That was only happened on one.
I'm leaving this. You need to leave this pregnant pause in, because they need to understand that I'm giving you a really bitch look. But anyways, we just did AJ Remembers, and honestly, I'm actually really proud of the Nessie one. For Mything 15 Minutes, we are coming back in a big way with a 5-parter on Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster. Everyone knows her, everyone loves her. She's got a great neck and some hot flippers.
And junk in the trunk.
Booty like a boat.
She's bootylicious!
But those have already aired on our podcast, on those podcast channels, Killing 15 Minutes and Mything, respectively. But we also have the YouTube, like I said, which we are starting all the way back at the very, very, very beginning. I literally just showed Sam the test video for the first episode of our redux of Killing 15 Minutes. I like it to an extent. I wish we had more, so please become a patron again, so we can get that. I want Filmora back, okay? I had to edit it on Clipchamp, guys. All 2 of the people who've ever actually done like real editing goes, oh my god. So yes. And if anyone has Filmora's email address, I'd like sponsorships too.
Yes, please become a sponsor.
Because that is our goal. Well, that and getting health insurance, but that's a little bit later in life.
Health insurance. I like to build a trust for the children. They can open it when they're 35.
Well, so what else is there?
Next week's.
Oh, next week. Well, that's just going to be that's a continuation. What AJ Remembers Part 2 and Nessie Part 2.
And when we come back, nope. Because
we will be coming back April 2nd with the whole new February 2nd with the whole new format. And that's actually going to be, the new format. We aren't going to spoil anything, but it does come out on Groundhog's Day. But then we're also going to be starting the Manson Family Part 1 over on Killing that day, or that month, that week. Because now that we're moving into Mondays, now we can actually talk about what's coming up, and it's actually in that week. And we will be continuing, and we'll be ending the Nessie episodes.
Correct.
And just for whoever's listening, May
Oh, we finished the Nessie episodes the following week, bro.
Oh, you are correct. I apologize. We actually finished the Nessie ones the week after when we come back from into blanking. It makes sense to me. So, now then. Nothing up my sleeves. Nothing up my sleeves. Man, this works really well if there was a camera.
Yeah, we don't do cameras.
Magical. Magic.
Hit me.
Okay, so, like I said, what we're going to do for this episode is give a very, and we will probably play some other games. Like, I think if we did Bean Boozle again, that could be really fun in the shorter format.
Yes.
I know some people complained that the 2 hours was not fun, although they love me yelling at my kid.
I like how he put wet dog in his mouth, chewed once, and started No, it wasn't wet dog. It was a skunk.
It was the skunk.
It was skunk. He freaked out on wet dog too. I have to be honest, as somebody who sat here and watched it, it was funny as fuck.
Okay. So, the format, like I said, we're gonna have conversation cards, which is gonna be more personal because a lot of people have said that we give hints to who we are as people. You know what I mean? And we do restate a lot of the similar facts about us, but we never really go into us as people. So while we're still doing Killing the same way and Mything the same way, and there's a nice new show coming, we're decided that blanking conversation cards is a good idea to not just be able to say how we are and who we are, but also have a discussion. Like, for instance, by the way, again, these are cards we are not using for the conversation cards because we were using the cards from Let's Get Deep, Questions for Couples, and
I'll be honest, it's for my mental health, I swear.
And people do say me and Sam need to go to therapy because she hits me an awful lot. And
I don't hit you nearly as much as you need to be hit.
And I yell at her an awful lot.
I get yelled at a lot more than I need to be yelled at.
There are certain episodes early on. I can't even remember what episode it was. I was working with our father at the time. As in, he was our father at the time. Not that I was working with him at the time as our father.
Well, you were working with him at the time while he was our father.
And and I literally just had to call Sam after I listened to this episode. I really wish I could remember which it is. But in the moment, it sounded funny. And if you saw the video, Sam's laughing while I'm doing it.
And you can hear me laughing on mic.
And you can hear her laughing on mic. But I sound so damn angry. But it is a playful anger. It is meant to be Chris Farley screaming, pretty much live in a van down by the river kind of funny. But without the visual and being there, it just came off, I'm yelling at her for no reason. There's always a reason I yell at my sister. It's called tough love.
That's why I beat him.
I ain't no pansy ass liberal.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, I am. Well, no.
You're not a pansy ass liberal.
I'm also not
You're a liberal still.
I'm leftist. I do have liberal ideologies. I'm progressive. That's very different.
I will say, yes, progressive should be... progressive is different than liberal. I will agree with that. But I can't be a progressive conservative because... Have you seen the Conservative Party?
Well, there's sort of the thing where I also will always maintain that I'm an independent. I was registered actually, fun story before we get into the cards. I was first, very first time, I registered to vote.
Was it communism?
It was communism. Partially, and by partially I mean like 75%, because they had us fill it out in school. So, you don't give a sarcastic, pissy 18-year-old a blank check in school to be a dick.
Yes, my brother is registered as a communist.
I have been registered independent ever since.
My personal favorite was the day when you came in to vote. And I'm like, Dad, you want to take this one? Because AJ had already told me he had registered communist. I'm like, Dad, you need to take this one. He goes, it's your brother. I go, yeah, I'd be the one to do it, All that stuff. He goes, okay. I go, Grandma was the first one, Nana was the first one for me. So when I first voted, Nana did it for me. He goes, okay. And he comes over, he sits down, he opens the book, A. Carey. Not to be, and no, actually it's Arthur J. Carey.
It would be
because
Arthur J. Carey because Arthur Wayne Carey was,
Arthur W.
my
Carey.
grandfather was still registered to vote.
In Stittville, yeah. So, no big deal. Dad goes like this. He goes, okay, sign your name. And he spins the book back around to write his number down. And he goes, you're registered as a communist?
And I'm halfway across the room at this point. So he yells it. And this is in the middle of, and let's talk about how we're in the middle of, because to vote in Stittville, you had to go to the firehouse, which, it's big, hall, like food hall area.
Yeah.
They changed to be the voting center. A lot of people who have never voted or have never voted outside of a city may be like, that's a little weird. And it a little is. But it's also why I hate when people go, you need voter ID to prove it. And it's like, well, you're already registered to vote. They have a list at the thing stating, here is who's supposed to be voting.
One of the things that when I was when I was working the polls.
Sam, was working the poll.
When I was working the voting polls, where, I'm one of those people that check your ass in. One of the things they did say is that if you feel that they could be out of that district, or you want to confirm their identity,
right?
Ask for their license. There is a New York State law saying you must show your license,
right? And that's where it's one of those stupid things when I hear it talked about by Republicans. What you want to do is have a registry of immigrants. Period. And guess what? Even Elliot Spitzer's really stupid give illegal immigrants driver's license or IDs to some extent would still give you what you want.
But yet Spitzer made sure that it was not, that he would not release it to the federal government, which
I don't mind.
I don't.
I'm sorry.
I do.
At this stage,
it's at catch-22.
Here's the problem. We've now had a decade where the federal government has proven how bad they are. Not bad as in monstrous, although the current administration is monstrous. They literally just had an ICE member kill not just a mother who was returning home from dropping her kid off at school,
but they also denied medical aid to her.
Yes, which is actually against the law. I believe it's actually the 12th Amendment. Whichever one was, I want to say it's the 12th Amendment.
No, there is a law.
The one that, yes, there's a law about it, but it's a constitutional amendment where under illegal searches and seizures, it also includes denying medical aid.
Okay.
So whichever one it's search and seizures is,
I don't remember.
The same reason they need probable cause.
All right, we need to hurry up.
They need probable cause to, ask you to step out of your vehicle, or probable cause to do anything.
Right.
It is also they violated that. They violated, no medical aid. Granted, she was shot in the face, so all of the fact they were joking on cams later too, and by later I mean the car hadn't even rolled to a stop yet. But there was also several others, but they were totally Venezuelan illegal gang members that were also shot.
How the fuck do you know that when she is if I remember
correctly, not her.
Mm.
I'm talking 2 others were also shot by ICE.
My fucking God. Nuremberg defense will not work. So when this entire administration, every member of ICE, and anybody who followed those fucking orders, when they go to the gulag, they are not going to be happy. You know what we should do with them?
So anyways, point is I was originally a registered communist. We're going to get off of this topic.
All right, let's do the freaking thing.
It's time to do the cards.
Do the cards.
Why? Because that is what happens when we just talk.
Yes, we need to do the cards so that I can do Desert Storm.
Have you had a song dedicated to you or a poem written for you? By the way, I will read one question, Sam will read one question, and we both have to answer the question, though.
Well, let's see. Have I ever had a song dedicated to me, like, over the phone?
I think over the phone, or even Hey, babe, this song reminds me of you.
Okay. Jesse was hanging by a moment.
By Hoobastank?
No, by
Oh, no, that was the reason.
uh,
Hanging in the moment.
Lifehouse.
Lifehouse.
Jesse was that. Sierra, she always said, I can't think of a song in this year, but I also blocked out most of my relationship with that abusive cunt. Shell is history in the making. I've done that. I'll be the one you're with. Start a new relationship with you. This is what you do. What the hell is that Usher song?
What you do? Mine would be Confessions Part 2.
No, I meant, leave the one you're with. Start a new relationship with you. This is what you do.
That was after you guys were married, right?
No, before.
But after she had left her previous husband, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a joke in the beginning of our relationship because we didn't know we were dating 6 months before we got together. And that is a different story for a different time. What song do you have?
Well, I actually had, instead of going with a song.
Oh, you have written a poetry.
I've written many poems about every woman I've ever been with. Some men, too.
I didn't think about that.
But this is about if any were written about me. Now, this is a really stupid story. But this is what kind of this is all about. Long story short.
Yeah.
You can start doing your...
That's what I'm heading into.
So, I was dating Courtney. You can hear me and her on a old first issue special episode I did, which was on the famed comic book about Taylor Swift's life. I needed a Swiftie at the time. One, she dedicated the song The Archer to me. Okay. Before that, we had a couple other, but she wrote a poem about me and probably my best female friend at the time, Brienne, who you may hear if we ever finally get eating 15 minutes off the ground. But she wrote a poem about how lovely mine and hers relationship was, about how it was real love. And Brie is in a loving relationship with her fiance. I hold no romantic feelings, but Courtney wrote the poem, and it sounded like she was talking about me and Brie being in love, not having familial love like we do have. But anyways, but let's not get into the weirdness that are my relationships. Me and Allison dated for several years, and we had several songs, but I can't think of any specific one that we had dedicated, like, oh, babe, this is us.
No, I can think of one song dedicated to your ass.
Fuck You by CeeLo Green?
Besides that.
What's that?
Girlfriend.
Oh,
Avril
yeah.
Lavigne.
I have actually brought up that story before. But yes, nothing is more confusing than when your then girlfriend at the time is singing Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend to you, and she starts off angry as fuck about, hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend. It's like, yo, brah, chill. However, fun little fact about that relationship, she also rolled over one day and punched me square in the fucking face.
Yep. Because
I was cheating on her with Ashley Tisdale.
Yep.
Please note, I have never met Ashley Tisdale. I like her from, at very least, High School Musical and Mean Girls. Yes, those are the only two that pop into my head off the top of the head. She was Regina Taylor. I don't think in the original, but she was in a production of it. And she sounded...
I can actually see her being Regina Taylor. See, one of my...
Well, yeah, Sharpay is basically just Regina. And it's Regina George.
Sorry, you're right. No,
Regina Taylor's an actress.
Can you tell me what she's been in?
No.
Okay.
Not off the top of my head.
Ready for our next one?
You know what? Let's just go with the next one.
What makes you feel better when you're sick? Or how do you like to be taken care of when you're not feeling well? Well, AJ, when you have the man flu and you're being a little bitch, what do you like?
Hold the fuck on. Let's actually get into this. I don't get to be pampered when I don't feel well. Okay? So when I actually am dying in my bed, having the man flu according to you, it's because I actually need to fucking lay down. Okay? I have to take care of the house, both levels. I'm doing your laundry too. Okay? Just because Atlas sometimes needs to put the world down to take a fucking fiver.
Right.
Anyways, point is, I'm not gonna go with the standard. I'm not gonna say, well, I literally, if I don't feel well, I gotta pop some fucking Dayquil or some fucking allergy meds and continue on with my life. However, the one thing that I always found weird, at the very least, was if my stomach's feeling off, whether it be like flu or something like that, if I have a greasy hamburger, and usually just fast food hamburger, a Whopper, usually because I get sick off of eating McDonald's. I don't know what it is about their burgers, but I get sick anytime I eat them.
I believe they're plant-based.
No, because I actually love the Impossible Whopper.
I'm just saying.
I'm wondering if I did try their Beyond. I think they use Beyond, whereas Burger King and that brand uses Impossible. But I'm wondering if that's the issue, is that it's not plant-based.
Maybe.
Or however they do it. But anyways, I gotta have that, and then I start feeling better. But ultimately, I don't know how to be taken care of. There's some deep-seated psychological trauma, like childhood trauma probably built into I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to be loved
while I'm sick.
Not just while I'm sick. In life, I don't know how to feel love. I know how to feel love, but I don't know how to react when people show outward signs of caring for me.
Yeah, I have that same problem.
I know you do. That's part of issues where you and your wife yell at each other. But that's where I think it might be a childhood thing.
I could see it being
like, don't get me wrong. Our mother she did the best she could, and she is still a great mom looking back, and she's a beyond amazing grandmother. But we need a therapist on the line for one of these.
But
what about you, sissy?
Well, let's see. I like to just relax and watch TV. If I could find a channel that played old, kind of like Game Show Network, but I want TV Land meets Game Show Network. I want to be able to log in.
Tubi is actually phenomenal for that.
But I want to be able to just sit there and we have Bob Barker, and then we have Al Borland, Richard Kearns?
Kearns?
I
don't remember.
All right. Al Borland.
From
Home
Improvement.
From Home Improvement, but it wasn't him. I was the white-haired dude that, I don't remember him. I remember, we had like 6 different freaking guys for Family Feud.
But anyways, Family Feud.
Family Feud. I want to watch old episodes of PBS shows.
Well, that's actually why for my birthday I actually discovered there's actually a shockingly large pool of YouTube channels, or like they do retro things where they will do like here's the entire Kids WB lineup from 1993, complete, like as though it was taped off of a VH, like they transplant it complete with commercials.
See, that's what I like.
That was phenomenal, and that's actually how I spent my birthday. I was just watching that.
I never thought about that because recently I've been watching a lot of Sherlock Holmes to write. I need to find a different Sherlock Holmes episode because the last 2 I got sucked into them.
I understand completely. Basil Rathbone as Sherlock Holmes is my favorite.
Mine too.
I blame Aunt Lou because I believe she had Hounds of the Baskerville.
That is correct, because
Hound of the Baskerville and a couple others. But
I sent her a message going, "Did you know these are on YouTube?" She goes, "Yeah," and there's some. She gave me the other one that has where they actually play in order.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's cool. Cool. I did not know, and I ended up finding it because I typed in the West Wing, just to try and find something I've heard so many times.
Right.
Something calming, relaxing, and that I won't get sucked into.
You would get sucked into West Wing, though.
Yeah, because every freaking compilation starts with him saying, what the first commandment is.
Of course it is, because that is like the most known part of that.
Oh my god!
My personal favorite one, honestly, if we're talking just West Wing, is my favorite part isn't even that part. It's actually from the very first episode. One of my favorite, first season clips overall is when CJ, Toby, and
when they're sitting there,
Josh are sitting there with the head of the Christian whatever the Christian right whatever.
Yeah.
And they go into it after CJ's like, okay, you guys need to keep your head, and then Toby gets into that's not the fucking First Amendment.
That's not the first commandment.
The first commandment is there's no, and then he goes into his little thing, and then, well, okay, then what is the first commandment?
And that's
you'll honor no God higher than me, or whatever. But that's how they introduce Martin Sheen as the president, and it is such a fucking perfect lie. Like it's a phenomenal show.
I have to say that I knew Martin Sheen before West Wing.
Well, yeah, he was my favorite chief of staff.
Well, besides that, okay? Besides, Andy Sorkin.
Aaron Sorkin?
Sorry, Aaron. What am I thinking?
Andy Serkis? I don't know. You said Andy.
I said Andy.
But it's Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, you're right, Aaron Sorkin. Outside of that, I knew him from a few different things.
Right.
But I didn't realize how good of an actor he really was until he was, he did
until he was able to have a long form role where you actually got to see multiple different parts of him versus
just what's in an hour and a half to 2 hour movie.
And if he's in a bit role in that, then it's okay. He's got 20 minutes of this hour and a half.
Yeah.
Although the best scene he was ever in would be in Two Cathedrals, where he's yelling at God in Latin.
That's actually where I had the moment.
Because Mrs. Lanningham got herself a new car and God decided to kill her. But anyways, that's a phenomenal thing.
No, that was not a phenomenal thing. It was phenomenal acting. I cried when Mrs. Lanningham
But then
died.
Lily Tomlin got to come in, so everyone's happy.
That is true.
Not true. I actually really wish I could remember the actress's name. But as Mrs. Lanningham, great. Also,
when she was...
we will have a West Wing episode.
Hold on. The actress who was Mrs. Lanningham, she had 2 death roles in her entire career. First one was West Wing, where she then went on to do Desperate Housewives with Eva Longoria and...
No, Desperate Housewives came out right before... Oh my god, really?
She was
early 2000s...
She was the cranky neighbor. And they, when she actually finally passed, that was her second death scene.
Oh, okay.
Well, they used
I know
the
what
picture.
You mean. But like I said, we will have an episode, or at least a segment, where we just talk about West Wing. Because, again, with the new format change, when we do a topic, it doesn't have to be on something specific. Or it can be, let's do 15 minutes just talking about why we loved West Wing. Or, it can be whatever.
Right. All right, one more, and then we are going to...
One more, and then we'll wrap up so that we can show you guys the new...
Sammy's Creative Corner.
This is one of the deep questions.
Ooh.
If you won the lottery... That's a stupid question. If that's going to be the last one, we're doing a different one. What is your most prized possession and why? I love that one.
Honestly? Most of my prized possessions are all on that wall. So I would like to get a different. I would like to get a Superman, Wonder Woman, and drop Ben Fleck.
Batfleck.
Batfleck. Huh.
No, see, I would actually get the David Cornsworth Superman. I actually really like that movie.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm also not a big Superman fan, but I've never been a big
You
Superman fan.
should watch this because unlike going, I want to take Superman and make him something completely different.
Right.
I like Zack Snyder as a cinematographer. I don't like him as a director or a writer, but that's its own thing. But this is actually going, hey, Superman's supposed to be a good guy in a good way. Plus, it also introduces the Justice Gang, which is also fun. Mr. Terrific. Anyways, point is, so your most prized possession...
I'll be honest that,
You're saying are your Hot Wheels?
No, actually, I don't have a prized possession. I can't think of anything
I can think of many, and I'm not going to be super sappy. Like my children are my prized possession. I'm not going to.
I didn't think about children.
I'm not gonna be that.
I was thinking inanimate objects.
Well, that's where I'm going. What is my prized possession? My most prized possession, and that's hard for me to answer because I put more weight. Like I put huge emotional weight into objects. For instance, I used to have this little Buddha keychain that a friend of mine gave me when we were doing PT back in 2008. Hilariously, it was actually when all the other units got together. That's where I found out that Pigface joined the Marines too. But anyways, I got given this little Buddha statue because in 2006 ish is when I started getting into Buddhism and everything like that. So a friend of mine got me this little like teal Buddha statue. And it was very, very one of my most prized possessions, especially after in 2011 this friend killed himself. And so then, because 6 months ago, one of my dreams was coming true and we were getting a store, we bring it up in past episodes because it was going to be a huge thing that was going to shake our podcast stylings and everything because we only had X amount of time to do stuff. So I put the key to the exterior door of the store on that. And then it got broken. It got decapitated.
Buddha was executed with a guillotine. Actually, it was the door itself.
I know it was the door itself. That's why I don't blame them for breaking it. But at the same time, what I'm trying to say is I put so much of the emotional weight behind objects into it that I don't have a single prized possession. And I have stuff that I can turn around and say, oh yeah, my first edition static, my static #1 signed by fucking Dwayne McDuffie. Holy shit, that's a prized possession. I have the entirety of the Superboy miniseries signed by Jeff Lemire. I have a copy of The Deep signed by Tom Taylor, who shares a birthday with me and was the reason that my very first YouTube channel got demonetized because of suspicious activity. When I did so I did a binging on comics. One of the first ones I did was on the Injustice comics by this little upstart indie guy barely anyone knew named Tom Taylor, who has now become one of the biggest names of comic books in the 2010s and 2020s. But we also became friends on Facebook because we had friends in common because I worked, like, he was friends with Frogman and Nicola Scott, and we were friends on my Facebook. And it was just one of those weird fucking things that all came together. I make this episode, he shares it. All of a sudden, my channel that was getting 100 or 200 views video got over 20,000 in 24 hours. And then when my next video came out that wasn't related to that, it only got 500. And so it became this thing where I get where YouTube turned around and said, hey, dude, that's pretty sus. I'm like, I know. I wish they stuck around. But then they demonetized my channel. And anyways, but the point is I put more, like, the Alcatraz key that you and Shell got me when you guys came back from California.
Oh, yeah.
I actually gave to a friend that I was living with at the time. And she's kept it this entire time. And that's what blew my fucking mind, 15 years later. But then there's also, I have a ton of plushies, that Cyclops figurine I have. I love it. All of these things are, I can't ever have a prized possession because each possession holds a different thing.
I think you're right, and that might be why.
That being said,
that might be why I don't have a prized possession. Even I got Toothless there, the big one. He's worth a whole $56 now.
Well, that's awesome, but that's again where it is. It's one of those, the reason I have the object is more important than the object itself.
Yeah,
or rather, the object itself takes its air quote worth from the things surrounding it. I used to always wear a Mjolnir necklace because on my 16th 15th birthday or 16th birthday, our parents got it for me.
Yeah.
I always have to wear a necklace because, well, one, that feeling, but two, the first one I ever had, I actually lost when I gave our mother her first heart attack because me and Mom got into a screaming match. I don't even remember what the hell it was about. She went to grab me as I walked out the door, and when she grabbed me, she snapped the
necklace.
The little, just because it wasn't chain, it was just basic fucking cordage.
Yeah.
So that broke, and then I walked out. And then somewhere between our house and Zach's house at the time, I found out that it was gone. And then about 20 minutes later, Zach gets a call from you, or I believe, saying AJ needs to come home. Mom's having a heart attack. So I think I'm going to answer a different question based off of this, just real quick. I like having so many objects around me that I have linked memories to. One, it's actually a very similar method on how you're supposed to have a mind palette. It's not that Sherlock shit, but where, you walk an individual spot. Okay, if I stand here, if you put math associated with standing in front of the fridge, that it's actually a very interesting psychology thing.
Yeah.
But for me, it's the objects.
Like I can look at we have a shelving unit, shelves I built out of a was that they were drawers.
Who knows? Anyways,
so I can see from where I'm sitting, I can see Samuel's Mace Windu. I remember us getting that one. It was at Burger King.
Yeah.
AJ found my is that Anakin?
Yes.
Anakin one. And then I have the Darth Vader figurine I made, which is probably off of the... I really think because it looks way familiar and they all kind of match together when I have them next to each other. But I was thinking about it. I can tell you each one of those memories right here. I have a baseball from when we did Pier Whatever for Alcatraz.
And I still have every single Hess truck that I ever got. Up until 2013, 14?
13, 14, yeah.
Because even after...
Because that's when they started changing it up, and it was no longer worth it.
Although, I do love that I do watch Tubi and everything like that, so I get to see modern commercials. And I saw one for this year's Hess truck, and I admit, I got misty-eyed, because then my brain went to, better times.
Yeah? Alright. So... Neither of us have truly prized possessions, but we do have memories tied to our possessions.
I think mine counts as I have so many prized possessions, but it's not one and done. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain why something like I could go into Goon Bear.
Oh yeah, Goon Bear. Mom had Goon Bear before she was pregnant with me.
Yeah. She got it from Okinawa, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was something that we had for the longest time. I believe it might still be in a box in the garage.
If it's not in a box in the garage.
But anywho, so become a Patreon member so we can finally redo the garage into being the perfect studio where we'll even have cameras and everything. And we can, because mostly we just need to raise the roof on the second floor of the garage so we can walk. But...
And not get stuck in the head with a nail.
But I think that's a perfect example of... Because, we're at 50 minutes. You'll edit it down. But I think that's actually a really interesting point of why we're going to go with the conversation cards. It gives us a perfect starting point without us just needing to do trivia games and everything. Especially since we're going to be slowly rolling back out playing over 15 minutes. If you want to know what the hell that is, go over to, Playing Over 15 Minutes.
It's its own podcast
channel. It's its own podcast channel, or it's going to be available on the Carey On Productions YouTube channel. But it's basically me and Sam playing D&D. And by that I mean, I'm the DM and Sam's playing 4 separate people. And I'm accidentally fell into the role of voicing 12 kobolds. That was fun.
Yeah, that's what you get for not reading through a freaking manual.
That's also true.
That's the what happens when you don't finish the module.
Or even start the module. So, I'm going to bounce. And Sam, you get to lead us into...
So, we're going over to Sammy's Corner with the special premiere of Sammy's Corner with the interview of Joshua Franchi from Symmetrical Defiance.
High five. Love you, sissy.
Hello, and welcome to Sammy's Creative Corner, where we talk to anybody really who's a creator. Right now, we have one of my great friends who I've known for almost 20 years. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yep. You had to say that, right? Yeah.
I did have to say that.
20 in
But then,
there.
after it came out of my mouth, my brain went, fuck.
Yeah,
I've known Josh for almost 20 years, and he's been a great musician the entire time I've known him. So let's talk about it, Josh.
All
What
right.
are you playing right now?
Well, I mean, as of right now, my band is Symmetrical Defiance. We're a pretty high-end band, I guess I would say, if I had to give us a classification. I mean, we play all over. We're playing outside of New York this year for about the second or third time we've done that. We were a regional band before, so it's just kind of ongoing from there, and we're getting bigger and bigger as we go up. So
Awesome.
Yep. So I'm the vocalist of that band, and I also mix and master basically anything that you've heard of the newer stuff on Spotify or anything like that. That's all my work as well. So.
Oh, I have to look more into that because I always liked your voice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I actually sing a little bit in this new rendition, so it's not just all not all screaming and stuff like that, but it's a little bit more of like singing and stuff. Our latest single, "Memories," is a test to that.
So you kind of went the way System of a Down went with doing Sound of Silence. Was it System? No, Disturbed.
Disturbed. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. But basically, we this album, the EP that we did, that we're releasing, hasn't been released yet, but the singles off of it have been released. Some of them. That this EP is kind of like a bridge between the old SD stuff and like the newer stuff, because of the lineup change. So we decided to do a kind of like a bridge EP, and a lot of people don't know that, so they're just like, "Oh, this is like kind of like, you know, weird that for you to do, like how you're sounding and stuff like that." And I've gotten mixed reviews, but most of them have been positive. But as of lately, it's just been like, people are kind of like, what's going on, you know, type of thing. And we do have a lot of things in the works that I can't talk about right now, but it all makes sense in the end. So
It makes sense in the end. That's all that matters.
yeah, definitely.
Do you have a favorite song that you've written?
Yeah, actually, it's our next single, actually, that we're going to be putting out this month. It's entitled IDK, actually. And, it's my favorite one. It's my favorite track off of the EP itself. If I had to pick a favorite, I love all of them. I love performing all of them, but this one really has a cadence that kind of stuck with me. And I was like, okay, I really like this song for some reason. Second favorite would be Memories, even though it's a slower song and it's more melodic and more singing and stuff like that. It's one of my second favorite songs on that album. But yeah, I love all of them. But if I had to pick, it would be the next single, IDK, that's probably going to be dropping this month. So
Cool.
yeah,
I
definitely.
like the cadence and everything like that. I like a good beat. I'll be honest, I am a little biased because I do know you.
That's okay. That's all right. I you know what's funny is that like there's a lot of people that know me and they're like, yeah, I don't like your music, and I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, that's cool. They're like, I like that you do it, but I just don't like listening to you, and I'm like, that's fine. You know how many? It's to each their own, you know.
Right. And back when I knew you, back when we were hanging out, you were playing guitar, or was it bass?
Oh yeah. I was playing probably both at the time. I think it was both at the time. I was playing a little bit of bass, and then mostly guitar. I think is what I was doing.
Yeah.
So yep.
See, I do remember things.
Yeah. That
We
was
weren't
that
that
was-
we weren't that shit faced.
Yes. That's true. That's true. We were not.
Or at least at that point of the night.
Agreed.
But I remember that because we were sitting around, I think, your living room,
Oh my.
and you were playing something, and you slowed it down. Whatever it was, you slowed it down that we didn't know what you were playing.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, it's this. And you start speeding up. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember. Oh my God, that was a long time ago. Yeah. No. Yeah. I was playing guitar. Yeah. At that time. Yep. I remember.
Yeah. See, I had this moment going, maybe I, thinking of, because I hung out with a lot of musicians back in the APAC days.
I tell you, it was a lot. There was a lot of
Everybody
us.
was in a band.
Yeah. It was a great time back then. Like, I mean, we had a lot that was going on, and we were doing a lot ourselves. So it was definitely one of those things where it was like, there was always a musician around. Like, if I needed somebody to help out with something, it was like, hey, you. You know what I mean? There's like,
Yeah.
throw a stone and be like, you. I want you now. You know what I mean? Like, you come help. I'll help you afterward. So it was cool. It was awesome. It was a great time to be a musician, and I'm so happy that we actually were in that time frame.
Yeah. I have to be honest. Thinking back to that time frame, and it's kind of a blur. I actually remember one of your Battle of the Bands.
Oh yeah.
Where you lost out to the Christian group.
Oh yeah. That was when was that? That was probably HCCC, I want to say.
Yes, it was H333. Yeah.
Battle for the Bands, and I believe it was the Red Cross. Battle for the Red Cross, and yeah, that was when I was in Homicidal Daydreams. Wow.
Yes.
That's a long ass time ago. So we lost out to that one band. We came in third. Or you could say we came in third, and they placed ahead of us, and yeah, that was fun. That was a good show. I still have that. You know what? Speaking of that, I have that on VHS. I still have that tape on VHS of me before the whole set. So that was
really,
yeah.
Wow.
I gotta figure out how to upload it. I think I'm going to send it out to have it uploaded and put on like DVD or something like that, or streaming, so that way I can rip it and kind of go that route. But yeah, I still have that. I just remembered that. I actually found it the other day. No kidding.
See, great minds.
We'll
figure it out.
It's funny too because like another person that from back in the day that came and watched us. They are now in a band. Darby Crash at this point, and it's the guitarist, and he literally was like the other day he sent me a picture of his brother wearing the Red Cross shirt and said, hey, remember this? And he was the guitarist of Till Dawn Breaks back then too. So yeah,
Wow.
it was like I was like, this is crazy. And it's just really crazy to see how much has changed, but yeah, like how many people still do the music thing and really still are in it. So it's kind of cool. I love it.
You know what? When I tag, I see your post randomly and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I'll get the, see about the, next show, and I'll be like, all right, I gotta go. By the time I get to that day, something else has already come up.
Yeah, it's always it's a battle. Speaking of shows, I mean, our next show is February 28th at Lost Horizon in Syracuse. So
yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
But all right, we've gone shows, new singles.
Yep.
When are you releasing the full album?
The EP we're probably going to be releasing, probably as soon as we're dropping the EP as singles right now, all the way up through, and then we're going to release all of them as an EP, and then we're also going to do the physicals as well. So I'm thinking we have, I believe, 3 more singles to drop before that happens. So in the next 4 months, by the end of 4 months, we should have the full EP released to download by whatever. And the tracks that are being released as singles are not the album releases, so they are the single only releases. So when you get the EP, it's going to sound a little bit different, but not different in the sense of different songs, just mixed differently and more polished and more mastered and more professional sounding than what they are on the EP.
And you said physical, so we're looking at either CDs or albums.
We're looking at CDs for this one. We are also in the midst of right now writing our LP, which is a full-length album. So we're writing that as well. That's not due out until December of next year. We have to send that out starting in, I believe, April, is when we're sending those tracks out. So we're presently recording those as well. And I am super behind on all that because of everything going on. But yeah, we're getting there. And thank God I'm the last piece of the puzzle. So everyone else is writing and recording and getting all the tracks ready. And then they'll send them over to me, and I will go ahead and do my thing over it in my lovely studio here. Which is my basement, my my vocal booth and everything's all here. So, and then send them out and have we're gonna have Bricktown Studios in Germany actually mix and master our LP. So,
cool.
Yeah, definitely. We got some cool things going on the LP that we're not doing yet. Some guest people and some guest appearances on that album, so it'll be really nice. It'll be really cool.
Be awesome. Well, the reason I asked about a record is my nephew's into bands. Period. End of discussion. Awesome. He's in bands, but he likes having the physical things. Mm-hmm. He does like CDs, but we got him a record player. Oh, nice. So having that moment of, can he get a record?
Yeah. As far as the vinyl goes, yeah. I mean, we might. I don't know yet if it's going to be lucrative enough or not, but there might be an album or a vinyl press of the LP. Maybe not. But there might be. So we're tossing around the ideas for different media. As far as that goes, but yeah, definitely. I think it'd be really cool to do that for the first actual LP that we released. My band hasn't released an LP; we've only released an EP and a couple singles and some music videos and stuff like that. But yeah, I really think that for the first actual LP, there might be a vinyl press for that. So that'd be kind of cool, like a special edition. If there's enough demand for it or call for it, we'll definitely do that.
I'll make it a special edition, 50 runs. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's basically what it'll happen.
Because I'll be honest, I took my nephew to this rock fest in somebody's side yard down in Cherry Valley.
Oh, okay.
So we went down there, spent 2 days listening to bands from hip hop to rock to screaming metal to satanic.
I think that was what was that? I knew
Vision
about
Fest.
Vision Fest, yes, yep.
If we were at Vision Fest, I have a picture of him wearing the backstage all access pass. That's my sister-in-law awesome. Was selling her plushies.
Oh, nice.
So we went cart camping.
That's awesome.
So we have CDs from everybody we ran into, stickers. He has a T-shirt. I have a book bag from it.
Oh, nice.
It was a really cool book bag. I'm like, That's cool. I'll spend $50 on this. Why not?
Right? I mean, hey,
it was airbrushed.
Oh,
it wasn't like it was vinyl. It was hand airbrushed. So
definitely
worth the $50 then.
Oh yeah, a lot of love went into that for sure.
And they made it where every one of them slight variation, but not enough that unless you're seeing them all together, you even notice.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, he wants to do something like Vision Fest again.
Nice. Well, speaking of which, we actually do a festival every year. My band and my manager and me, we all, and a couple other people, we all do a festival every year called Something Wicked. And
Right.
this will be the third year that we're doing it. It would be this year. And for the past 2 years, we've kind of got our footing and figured out kind of what we're going to be doing and what people want and what people don't want and what we want. The festival is basically geared on getting people out there to be seen. You know, give them a stage, give them really good sound, give them really good lighting, and letting them do their thing. We take over a hotel, so it's indoors. It's in August. It's second weekend in August, so August 7th, 8th, and 9th, I believe, is the weekend block. We're trying to finalize the details for this year right now. We'll probably have something probably by March or April, roughly, to put up on the site. But it will be. I think it'll be all ages. I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be all ages. Last year we did 18 and up, or 16. No, it was 18 and up. 18 and up because of liability. But it's in a hotel, so we kind of realized that that's not a thing really that we can do. Because we can't keep everyone out of the venue itself because it's a hotel. It's a working hotel.
Right.
So we shifted gears, and I think we're going to do, just all ages, open it up. And we have some pretty cool stuff. We're actually taking band submissions right now via a form that's on my page and on Symmetrical's page and on Something Wicked's page. So if there's artists that want to submit for it, they can submit their band on that page, fill it out, and it comes directly to us. I have a committee that's going to be going over the bands and picking them, hand picking people as bands once we go through all the submissions and stuff. And it's turning out really cool. It's very cool. We have a lot of people that want to come back, but at the same time, it's like it's hard, because everyone wants to play, and it's like, yeah, but you guys have already played, so now we got to make room for the other people. And then, it's not personal. It's not a thing, but, who knows? We might have more spots open up. We might be able to have those people back on as well, or some of them every year, rotating. But then, eventually we're going to have to change it up. So I think this year we're going to have some pretty cool, we've already got some really cool submissions that we didn't expect at all for that. So yeah, it's pretty dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it all kinds of music or just heavy metal?
The past couple of years, it depends on who submits. So the past couple of years we've had rap, we've had punk, we've had grunge, we've had acoustic acts at one point, we've had horrorcore rap, so like ICP type stuff.
Yeah.
Flestoy League was there for 2 years in a row. They're horrorcore rappers. LDC, Love Death Cosmic, basically they're more of a not easier, but more of a mainer. I don't even want to say mainstream. Just more of a rap group, but not a hardcore gangster rap group or anything like that. And then VBC, which is like another kind of horrorcore-esque rapper out of Utica, New York. We've had him as well last year. We've had so many different genres, but the majority of it is rock and metal, because that just seems to be what who really
wants to play.
Yeah. So I mean, we're not opposed and not limited to what genre they are. They just have to be original band. We don't mind if you do a couple covers, but original music is what this is for. I've had some cover bands reach out to me and be like, hey, and I'm like, not this one. Sorry guys. You guys have your own shows and your own venues and stuff like that you guys play religiously. So this is for the bands that are out of state, that want to come here and get their feet wet, or up and coming bands that have not played a lot of stages and haven't had that experience yet. We want to give them that experience. So it's kind of like same philosophy as like an Ozfest was back in the day, helping out other bands, getting them up and running and getting them going as far as that goes. So but we
Ozzy and
don't
Sharon did really good with that. So you guys should be doing really good with that.
we've had some really good response, honestly, and it's been mind blowing. This year alone, I put it up 3 days ago for the submissions, artist submissions, and we've gotten a hell of a response so far. So they're just keep rolling in. March 1st is the cutoff, so they have until March 1st. So if you know of anyone or anyone at all who wants to sign up, more than welcome. Every band will be reviewed, and every band will be listened to, and and if they're not picked for this year, they will be on a backlist as well to be pulled from for the years going forward. Or if the spot drops off or something opens up, then we'll pull from that list as well. So it's a fair process, where we're trying to get everybody, but again, there's only so many spots, which sucks. But there's also other shows, so just in case, someone submits and they don't get on this festival, that doesn't mean I can't call them up and be like, hey, I have a show that I was asked to do, or that I know of. They're looking for this type of music. Go submit or talk to this person or go do this, and help them get shows that way too and get them exposure that way. I do that a lot with a lot of people as well. So,
Yeah, the only downside to I've ever noticed is the exposure. Some people just don't want to be out there. They want to play music, but they don't want to put the work into going out there and saying, hey, let's make a fan base.
Right, 100%. And that's kind of where we separated the respect on that. It's not just to come and party. It's not a party. It's a really nice hotel. It's not even a motel. This thing is it's the Burstone Inn in New Hartford. It's right in the middle of the district. The beer garden is right there attached to it. Everything's right there. You don't got to go anywhere. We block off rooms for people to purchase, so they can stay the whole weekend if they want. They get all the amenities for the hotel, and they get specialty stuff for VIP for us. So whether that's a party on, like, let's say Friday night, specifically only for the people that are there and have rooms, or meet and greet, or merch specials, or whatever we pick at that point in time. But we always make it worth it. Last year I did a karaoke party on Friday night for the VIPs, and I also did I bought them a round of drinks on me. So yeah, so they each had a round of drinks. They had specialty drinks as well that were even cheaper than what they normally do, which they're already pretty cheap. So yeah, it was really cool. We cut a lot of deals and did a lot of stuff for our friends and our VIPs that really help the hotel out and help us in that regard too, because they need to make money and we got to make money too. And the cool thing about my festival and our festival, it's not even just mine, my team's festival, is that we do things a little differently when it comes down to we're not doing it to make money. We want to pay our bills, and that's it. The rest of it goes back to the bands, and that's really what it boils down to. Is ultimately we want to be able to pay the bands what they're worth. And in my eyes, I mean, art is priceless, so it's so hard to gauge how much to pay people. But last year we did a portion of the ticket sales, and everyone was wicked happy with the portion that they got. And I wish I could have done more last year for more of a portion, but we made our money to pay the costs and to do it again for another year. So that's what happens. And bands walked away, got paid, and everyone was happy. So we're pretty happy with everything. So I think that model is going to keep going, and I think we're on a good track.
I like that idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Making sure everybody gets a cut of the pie and everybody's happy.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. All right. So we have shows, which you said February 11th,
February 28th at the Lost Horizon in Syracuse. Yep.
Why something's going on the 11th then?
Probably.
Well, the 13th happens to be the 11-year-old's 12th birthday.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
So
Very cool.
he's a Valentine's Day baby, kinda.
Well, on the 28th too, it is an all ages show. So if anyone wants to bring their kids or nephews or anybody, Tickets are $15 through me.
Okay.
So that's how that goes.
All right, I'll let you know how that goes when I look at the calendar and find out if it's our weekend or his mother's weekend.
Sounds good.
All right, so we got the show,
Yep.
we got the record, we got the EP, we got the singles. You're on Spotify.
Oh yeah.
Why do I feel like we're forgetting something?
I don't know. Let's see here. We went over Something Wicked. We went over all the other stuff. For music wise, I don't think there's anything else really. At least not pertaining to the music aspect portion of it.
Yeah. Okay.
At least not yet. At least not yet.
And you said you had music videos. Are they available on Spotify when you listen to the song, or is that on YouTube?
We do have some that do the kind of like the whatchamacallit, the video feature. I think we have. I don't know if it actually went through or not. I think I have to upload them to that. But right now they're on YouTube. All of our music videos are underneath our actual band, Symmetrical Defiance, and then you can just search that, and we're the only one that'll pop right up. And all the videos are there. Past members, past videos, everything's there. And also on Spotify, any streaming platform, Deezer, Tidal, iTunes, we're on all of it. So even though the newest one, I can't remember the name of that one. It's like QO something, I don't know.
Quora.
Yeah, Quora. So we're on that as well, apparently. So
I just found out about that. We're on it too. That's the only reason I know.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So I was like, wow, all right, sweet. Yeah, we have all the socials except for I think X. I don't think we're on X at all. But yeah.
We dead name X on this show. They're still Twitter for us.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't even use it. I've never used it. I think I had it maybe when it first came out, and I couldn't stand it. I was like, I'm done with this. I went right to just doing the Instagram. I mean, we have TikTok as a band. We have a band TikTok as well. But yeah, so.
All right, everything's under. Now my brain just stopped working. Crap. Symmetrical Defiance.
Yep.
Systematic was what was going through my head, and I knew that wasn't right.
That was a good band back in the day, though.
All right, and that's all your socials. They just have to look that up, and everything will pop up.
Yep, that's correct.
Awesome.
They're the only ones.
Now it's even better because I've seen a lot of bands end up having the same names.
Yeah, or they have to put like where they're from afterward, like NY or TX or or Texas or whatever.
Yeah,
I've seen that a couple of times where they're like, this band from New York, and it's like, oh damn, that sucks.
Well, that real sucks right there. You can't even have your own band name.
Yeah, you got to alter it. No, we are the only ones. I look religiously all the time, and we are the only ones. So. There's a lot of bands with Symmetrical in it. There's a lot of bands with Defiance in it, but not the two together.
Not the two together.
So
it's like us with Killing 15 Minutes.
Yeah.
You would think somebody would have came up with that. Yes, it's a true crime podcast, but still.
That's true. I love true crime too anyway, so I listen to that all day at work. I work overnights, so I love my true crime.
When my brother was working at a gas station, he had to stop listening to true crime. Because he had one episode where they went on about how they shot the clerk, and he's looking around the store going, yep. We're done.
Yep. That'll get you scared.
I'll get you. It wouldn't have been the first time he would have been shot at either at that store.
Bad neighborhood.
West Rome is fucked. Hold on. East Rome is fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Southeast Rome.
Yeah. That's a fun one. Yep.
Yeah, so we had fun.
Yeah, always.
We would have hung out. We would have been living in that neighborhood.
Oof.
That tells you something.
That's just, unfortunately it's getting worse and worse. So hopefully, they do something about it.
Yeah, well, at least they stay on their side. I stay on my side. Only to, commune at the gas station. We're good.
There you go.
No, seriously, it would have been a place we would have hung out. So the neighborhood just feels the same way of camaraderie.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I get that.
all right. I think that's it.
All right, sounds good. Well, thanks for
All right.
having me on, man. I appreciate it. I really do. It's great talking with you again.
You are the first one.
Oh, sweet, cool.
So
Hopefully
it
you get
should air June. Yeah, January 17th.
Okay, cool, awesome.
I want June so bad.
I know, right? I tell you, this winter, it's got to go. It's got to go.
Gotta go.
Over winter. But yeah, no, awesome. Yeah, I'll also shoot a bunch of bands over your way and stuff, and artists, and things if you want, whatever you need, whatever you're looking for, let me know, and I got you.
I'll take anything. Anybody who wants to sit here for 15 to 20 minutes
Gotcha.
to just chat. I'm
Sounds
cool
good
with
to me.
that.
Sounds good to me.
All right. I'm Sam Rossi, and you are,
Joshua Franchi.
and we are out of here.
Peace.
Hi, Editor Sammy here. I did forget to put that we will be playing a song from Symmetrical Defiance called Letters of Madness. I really enjoy it. However, it is heavy metal, so if you're not into that, awesome. But give them a listen. You could check them out on Spotify. Have a good day. Go Bills!
on carrying on.
C-A-R-E. Right. Because
Carry On Production.